My name is Andy,
And I'm Janelle.
and we're from the Orlando campus, and we're going to be talking about big-hearted generosity. I found Jesus at a very young age through my mother. Throughout life, I really struggled with having my own identity in Jesus. And I really believe I made my faith my own when I came to Grace Church.
I was not raised in a church. I didn't really get to know Jesus until I met Andy and his parents. They were a huge influence in my life. We've been coming to Grace for about 10 years now, but it wasn't until about 3 years ago that I really started focusing on my relationship with Christ. I ended up in the hospital after just years of alcohol abuse. It was at that point that I knew God wanted me to stop drinking. It wasn't until about 6 months later, I started getting in the Word every single day and just devoting my life to being faithful and obedient to Christ, and He changed my life.
I would have to say one of the critical things that's changed me is the men's leadership at Grace. Knowing that I have a group of men around me that pushes me to be a better father, be a better husband, be a better leader. There's going to be ups and downs, but knowing that I have those guys in my life praying for me that are on my side is invaluable to my spiritual growth. Pastor Mike talks about how he and Kelly are the 11th largest givers in the church, and they are not by any means the 11th richest person in the church. But I always feel challenged by the fact that he is giving generously, and if he can give generously, then I know that it's an example for me to be able to give generously as well. When Hurricane Irma came through, it shut our business down for almost a month. It was really hard financially that month, but I just felt like God saying to us that, do you trust me? And through that month, we continued giving in the manner we had been giving. And that very next month, we had one of the largest months of business we had had in a very long time. And I'm not saying that that's how God always works, but in that moment, that's how we saw Him work. Pastor Mike always talks about money is never about money, it's always about trust. It's part of what we do. It's part of what the Bible commands us to do, is be big-hearted givers. And just the benefits that I know my wife and I have seen in our spiritual walk has really encouraged us to challenge people just to take that next step. And so if you're not giving, 10%, give 5%. Whatever you do, just constantly be taking that next step towards Jesus. And I challenge you into doing that. And what you'll find out of that is if you can trust God with your money, then you can also trust Him with other parts of your life as well.
It's not that He wants our money, He wants our hearts. And when you trust God and start to give generously, God just does wonders in your heart.
We were both people that were once really broken. And when we started getting in the Word every single day, the desires of our heart changed. And we began to learn about what God talked about in His Word through money and possessions and giving. Over 2,000 times it's mentioned, which means it's an important thing. But you don't know those things if you're not spending that time every day with them. And so I would encourage you, if you're not giving, spend some time in the Word, draw close to Jesus, and see what He does with your heart.